Okay, so welcome back. Part two of alternative beverages for your mental health. And while we're on this subject, like really coffee, like I'll have a cup of coffee every couple days maybe. I used to drink a whole entire pot in the morning before I left for work. So that's 12 cups. Now I'm down to about 1 or 2 cups a week. And those are when I have to meet somebody and we'll meet at a coffee shop and have a conversation. I might have one then. A lot of times I'll have matcha instead or herbal teas. But another beverage that you may or may not be familiar with that I want to introduce you to is kombucha. You can buy it. It's a little expensive. Same as those sodas that I introduced you to on part one. They can be a little bit expensive. They're north of $2 depending on where you buy them. Costco versus your grocery store. I think this will run you about $6 to $8 depending for a liter. But what is it and what does it do? Kombucha is a fermented tea. You make it by adding a pellicle, sometimes called a scoby, to a batch of tea, black tea, that you can use a lot of different teas, but it has to have caffeine. But then you also add sugar, and the pellicle or the scoby which is a living organism, if you like a sourdough starter, it will consume the sugar and the caffeine in the tea and ferment it. And then, so there's a small trace of alcohol in it, like less than 1%. And then you do a second fermentation where you add in your flavors, where you can use fruit or whatever, or you can just buy the store-bought. I was making my own for quite a while, and then I just got too busy, and so now I buy the store-bought. But why? Why do we drink this? Why is this important to mental health? Well, here's why. Because your gut bacteria, your gut biome, okay, what you put into it, and that living bacteria, there's good and bad bacteria that are down there doing what they do, helping break down food, but that gut biome, the conditions of it, are what produces 95% of your serotonin. What serotonin, you ask? Well, serotonin is one of the important chemicals that is released into your bloodstream that alters your mood. If you think of dopamine is like pleasure. So dopamine is what forms your addictions. The neurons that fire together wire together, right? So you can become literally addicted to anything, because if you're using a particular activity or substance to mask your pain, then you're releasing dopamine and creating an addiction. Serotonin, on the other hand, is your joy, peace, calm, safe chemical. So it's not joy, it's not pleasure, it's joy. It's more permanent, more lasting. Where do you get your serotonin? 95% of it is made in your gut. If your gut biome is not right, you're not getting the serotonin you need to even feel happy. Okay? So 1 cup of this a day. The other thing you can do is you can eat 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut a day, and that too will do it. Kefir, yogurt, other things too. I prefer kombucha just because it's what I use in the morning. But again, the alcohol, there's a trace bit of alcohol. The caffeine has been consumed. 60 calories per serving. So it's consumed almost all of the sugars in the production process. But yeah, you want to start feeling happy? Get your gut biome right.